afternoon, this is EBA Day TV. I'm here with Balakrishnan, Chief Operating Officer of the National Payments Corporation of India, and we're here to talk about online and mobile payments. Okay, Bala. So cash is still dominant in Indian society. Why is this, and why are you so keen to change that towards electronic payments?
Yeah, cash unfortunately is still dominant in India. I think 90% of the personal consumption expenditure still happens on cash. I think our journey of electronic payments started about 5 years ago. I think we see a tremendous growth of electronic payments in the last 4-5 years. And if we continue this rate, I'm sure at some point it will overtake the cash payments. You may ask, why am I interested in moving cash to electronic payments? There have been many studies which indicates that if all paper payments are moved to electronic payments, there are significant benefits to the country. For example, a McKinsey study stated that 1% to 2% of the GDP can be saved if all paper moves to cash. Right? In terms of government payments, there are unfortunately leakages in the payments. So there is another McKinsey study which clearly indicates that if you move all government payments to electronic payments, up to 100,000 crores can be saved, which is equivalent of $20 to $25 billion. So there are a lot of reasons we need to move to electronic payments. And apart from all of this, there are a lot of social benefits as well. Because once you do electronic payments, money comes into the banking circle. Therefore, it is available for subsequent use. Therefore, it will further the growth of the economy. So that's the reason we are very keen to do electronic payments in the country.
And with electronic, there's a particular focus on mobile. Mobile phones are ubiquitous in India now, far more phones than there are bank accounts. So you're thinking of, well, you are setting up a interbank mobile payment service. Can you tell us a bit about that, please?
See, we are very keen to offer all kinds of retail electronic payment system for the country. Right? Our objective is to provide fast, inexpensive, reliable, secure payment mechanism for the country as a whole. Right. Unfortunately, we have not been able to penetrate the rural India, the banking system as of now. We have only 300 million bank accounts, where we have 800 million plus mobile numbers. But I think things are changing. I think there is a unique identification authority of India, which is going to give a national ID for every single individual in the country. So when they do that, they will also make sure that basic information about the customer is also captured as part of the UID issuance process. So what we are trying to work in India is ensure that when the customer gets a new ID, actually it is linked to a bank account in the backside, so that everybody who is able to get a bank account is having a bank account. Somehow in India, the bank-led model is being preferred for mobile payments. So therefore, all that we need is a bank account, then mobiles are already there. We believe this is the way we can reach the rural India. So that's the reason we are focusing on mobile-based payments, because any other means will not reach the rural India as quickly as we want. But mobile seems to have reached already, and we want to leverage on that capability.
When it comes to electronic payments, you're particularly interested in the mobile phone and how that can be used. I know that the Indian banks are working on an interbank payment service, mobile payment service. Can you tell us a bit about that, please?
See, what we have done is, we have created this infrastructure for facilitating interbank mobile payments. So when we developed this, what we realized is, it can not only be used for interbank, it can also use for intrabank. Because in India, it's still not internet penetrated to the extent like Europe has happened. So we are very happy with that development. So when we did this interbank mobile payment service, we left the choice of medium to the respective banks to give. Right. All that we said was there will be a segment of customers who want completely encrypted and secure transactions. You go with application-based, high-end mobile phones. You do that. So we give the facility for the respective banks to how they want to define the form factor, how they want the user interface. That is available. But we also told them that, hey, look at of the 800 million mobile subscribers, 30 to 40% is actually on the rural end, and they are on the low-end phones where you can't have GPRS, you can't have the Java-enabled. They are not Java-enabled phone per se. So we indicated to them that you must also provide an SMS-based financial transaction capability. Our central bank regulation also provides providing mobile banking either through a fully encrypted mode, which is an application-based, or unencrypted mode, which is SMS-based. But they have set different limits for financial transactions on these two modes. Recently, they have increased the limit for SMS-based transaction from 1,000 rupees per customer per day to 5,000 rupees per customer per day. And that's a lot of money for rural India. And what we have seen when we implemented this IMPS is that banks have innovated on this SMS. So one example is that the bank will ask the customer to send a message to the particular number without the PIN, with all the payment details. And then since the customer has a handset anyways, they call back the customer, and the customer PIN is authenticated on the IVR. So that's one innovation we have seen. The other innovation we have seen is, again, the customer sends a message to the bank without the PIN, and the bank initiates a USSD protocol call back to the mobile, and then PIN is encrypted. That way, although they follow the limit of SMS, they ensure that the PIN is encrypted and secured. And we would see more innovations coming like this. And I was in one of the IIT campuses in Chennai. They are the engineering world-known institutes out of India, IITs, Chennai, Mumbai, and all that. So they're also working. They have an incubating center. They are also looking at voice-based authentication, which is very important for the rural folks. I do not remember the PIN. I can tell a paraphrase, and when they call, I can repeat the paraphrase on the phone. I'll get authenticated. And they demonstrated to me that you record it and play, the transaction is not getting authenticated. But if you really do it with your live voice, it gets authenticated. So we see those kind of innovations coming in, and I think that would help to propel the mobile banking in the country in a big way.
Right, and there's obviously an awful lot going on. It's a very exciting time at the moment over there. Do you have projections or targets where you think the kind of level of adoption you're going to see through this service? How many people you're going to get into the formalised banking economy?
See, what we realize is any payment system takes a little bit of time to stabilize and then people start using it. So our focus initially has been to get as many banks as possible into the fold, so that when a customer tries, invariably the transaction will happen. If I go live with 5-6 banks and then do this, the recipient may not have account in the bank where the service is enabled. So we are reaching a critical mass of 25 banks by end of this month. And after that, we do plan to do a large publicity campaign educating all the customers about the feature of this product. And as of now, 10 million customers have been enabled for the service, but we haven't seen the transactions coming through. But that's primarily because we haven't done a good job on promoting the product, which we plan to do in the subsequent months to come. But we expect this to really take off in a big way in India. I mean, this seems to be the only way we could enable financial inclusion in the rural areas and give them the same facility like an urban person gets. So this seems to be the only method we have at this point in time. So therefore, we have to work hard to make it happen, and we will make it happen.
Okay, well, good luck and thank you for talking to us.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate your help.